Hey, how you doing today? I am Taquila Coleman. Tonight it is our God-ordained Q&A session with our channel members. Now, I'm unable to come on live, which is why I am recording this video. Okay, so hopefully, I could come back on live sometime this week. If not, then next week we will be back on here live. Okay. But I'm going to answer the questions that came in from our channel members of the channel. And yeah, we're going to jump right into this Q&A session. Now, listen, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And then everyone else, make sure we're liking the video and sharing the video out with another God ordained spouse. Okay. So let's jump right into this Q&A. Here's the first question. It said, my question is about Tamar and Judah. It's in relation to your post about a spouse that passes away. God took Tamar's husband, and then it seemed like Tamar did the unthinkable to claim her. Inheritance, she got question marks. Inheritance, question mark, title, question mark, vindication, question mark. I'm not sure that Judah married her. I feel like this history is very overlooked, although it is so important. Judah is the line to Jesus. Now that I'm writing, uh, I, I think this means Holy Spirit, HS. Holy Spirit reminded me of Rahab, the prostitute. She received salvation in Mary, Salmon. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. The founding architect of Jerusalem. This question is a wide lens query that has me marveling at God and his messages that he laid out for us. Okay, so I'm not sure what your question is. So you mentioned Tamar and Judah in the Bible. I'm unable to answer your question because I'm unfamiliar with the story of Tamar and Judah. So I got to go back and read the story to get an idea or a sense of, why you brought it up. But you were saying this is in relation to my post about the spouses passing away. So yeah, I'm unable to answer your question because I'm not familiar with this story, and I have to go back and read it. And I'm not sure what is your question as well. So sorry for that. Yeah, that's my response. I got to go back and read the story, and I'm not 100% sure what is your direct question you had around when I put up the post about the spouse passing away. What is your question regards to Tamar and Judah? All right. Okay. Next question. Hi, Tequila. I'm a stander, and currently my husband moved to the other bedroom. Now, when I cook, he also cooks his own food and tried offering him food many times, and he refused and decided to be silent on me. I used to, I used to I think you meant greet him, and most of the time he would be silent. Then I decided to leave him alone because when he would find me in the bathroom or kitchen, if I don't shift, he will push me. Was I wrong to also be silent and stop cooking? I mean, I don't think you're wrong, to be silent. This is what I would do in this particular situation because clearly it's something going on with him. There's a breakdown happening in the marriage. I wouldn't necessarily stop cooking. I will cook and leave that food on the stove. If he chooses to eat, then he chooses to eat. If not, that food will still be there until the next morning, right? But as long as he's showing up this way, just understand he is not lining up to his biblical role as a husband, right? That don't mean you have to stop, being the biblical wife to your husband, right? It's all about respect. Um, but I don't think he was wrong for going silent. And if you choose to stop cooking, then that's your choice. Okay. Like how you said at the beginning, you said you cook for him, but he also cooked for himself, and you're trying to bring him food. It sounds like he's not receiving it. So, I would just simply cook for the whole family and leave that food on that stove. And I just leave it up to him. If you want to eat, then he'll eat. He'll go in there and get him some food. If not, and I'll just leave it at that. I would just cover him in prayer. I would take I would take what's happening to the Lord in prayer, and begin to pray and ask God whatever's on his mind, whatever grudge he's holding, whatever he's holding against me, the reason why he's acting like this, Lord, you know that reason. Father, deal with him. You know, I would just cover him in prayer, until he's ready to talk about what's dealing with him, so that the two of you can move forward. That's how I would go about handling that. All right. Next question, and this is the last question. It say, "Hi, I received a prophecy that the relationship with me and my God-ordained spouse would bless us both, and God isn't happy that He chose another woman over me. I was also told that he is reaping what he sowed, and God is punishing him for how he treated me. The prophet said that I need to move forward and ahead. I found out that he also recently invested in something that caused a significant monetary loss. What stage I am in if he's in his judgment season? What do I do while he is judged? How do I move forward? Thanks." Okay, so I'm unable to tell many of you what stage you're in just from reading a comment. Okay. Usually when I'm telling clients what stage they're in, that's in a one-on-one session when I have asked all of my questions and I got a clear picture of their God ordained love story. Okay. So I'm unable to just right off the back say you're in this stage or you're in this stage. No, I need to sit with you one on one. I need to hear the whole story. I got to ask you some certain questions, right? To fully articulate this is the stage that you're in. Now, you said, what do I do while he is judged? I don't think he's going through judgment right now. Okay. He is up under God's wrath. Okay. And that is why that's why you heard about this significant monetary loss. He's up under God's judgment right now. Okay. Um, I mean, not judgment. He's up under God's wrath. That's what I meant to say. He's up under God's wrath right now. Okay. um Usually when the prodigal is going through their judgment, that means you are being restored. That means you already, God has already processed you. That means you already know spiritual warfare. That means you done took down a few witches and warlock in your love story. That also means, um you to stepped into you have a if you haven't stepped into purpose, you got an idea of what your purpose and calling is, and you are already headed in that direction. That also means, you have moved from being on milk to now solid food. Okay. God has been healing you, he's restoring you. He'd have brought you into like he'd have released your harvest to you. Okay. I'm saying all of this so that many of you do not assume, okay, your person is in judgment and like it's time for y'all to be reconciled. No, you got to know, you got to go through the process, you got to know all of what to look for. But when your spouse is going through judgment, you should have already been processed, and it's coming out. Okay. So if you've been processed, because like God taught your hands how to fight. You understand spiritual warfare. You have a prayer lifestyle. You have a fasting lifestyle. You read in the word. Okay. You're no longer on milk in the word, but you on milk. Okay. You probably stepping into teaching Bible study or shepherding, God's sheep. Okay. Like, you don't even recognize yourself because of the new thing God has done within you. That's how you would know when your spouse is getting ready to go through judgment, because God, he doesn't wake up that prodigal until you have been fully processed and you're like a completely, totally different person. Okay, so how do you move forward? And what do you do while he is up under wrath? Well, you continue to let him stay up under wrath. Okay. You continue to pray for him. And your prayers are, you praying for his salvation. You rebuking that reprobate mind off of him. You praying for his heart, creating him a clean heart, renew a right spirit within him. You praying, that for the will of God to take place in his life. You praying that the Lord will put the fear of the Lord in him, right? You cover him in prayer while he is up under God's wrath. And the way how you move forward in the instructions of the Lord. So what is God telling you to work on in this season? What is God, Like, how is God instructing you? Is he telling you to heal? Is he telling you to go back to school? Is he telling you to start this or start that? Is he telling you to declutter your home? Is he telling you, or is he revealing to you, the gifts that you have? Because we can have more than one, right? You move forward in these things that God is highlighting to you and how God is instructing you. Maybe he's telling you to move, right? Then you focus on whatever God is telling you and highlighting to you in this moment. Okay. We are to cover the person in prayer after you're done praying for that prodigal. Now it's time for you to be about your father's business. It's time for you to be about your business. Okay. If you have children, you taking care of the children. You taking care of the home, right? You improving your finances, you working on what needs to be worked on. Okay. So that's how you begin to move forward. All right. And yes, God, he's not happy with any prodigal being with a counterfeit. But let me tell you this, because God would even allow the prodigal to be with the counterfeit, okay, just to teach them something that they don't know, get them revelation, and also to help them grow and mature and get to that next level. Okay. But when it's all said and done, when God is ready for this God ordained marriage to come together, then the counterfeit will be removed. Okay. So with that, that is all the questions I had that came in. With that, I am Taquila Coleman. I'll see you all later. Take care.